killed California teenager Celeste Rivas? It's been months since her dismembered body was found in the trunk of a rap artist Tesla. This is Uncovered. I'm sure you've seen her picture, that young, innocent face of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas. Celeste had run away from her home in California several times, but in April of 2024, she didn't come back. There's been a lot of speculation about whether her boyfriend, the rap artist known as David, had anything to do with her murder. Her body was found dismembered and badly decaying in the back of his Tesla in his trunk on a street in Hollywood. David, whose legal name is David Anthony Burke, has said he had nothing to do with Celeste's murder. And in fact, he was on tour when her body was found. David has not been named a suspect in Celeste's murder, but we're now learning that prosecutors may be considering criminal charges against him. I reached out to David's attorney, but didn't hear back. I want to bring in retired NYPD Sergeant Joe Giacalone. He's also the host of True Crime with the Sarge on YouTube. Joe, look, it's been quite a bit of time since Celeste's body was found, several months. Why do you think this case is moving so slowly?
Well, they're probably getting a lot of tips, a lot of phone calls in, which is good and bad, right? So because this is such a huge media case and people want to know the answers, they want to know the answers to what caused their death, who caused their death, if anybody caused their death. I think people need to be patient. I think investigators will come up with the answers that everyone is looking for. But if you try to rush this or you try to push this, you end up making a mistake. And that's to me is the biggest threat to this case. The media pressure is just unbelievable.
What evidence do you think investigators have gathered at this point?
When you have this vehicle that's left out on the street, there are probably a ton of video surveillance cameras around. And that doesn't include the Tesla itself that has video cameras all over it, in it and anything too. The Teslas we know are very highly advanced technologically, so there's going to be lots of different clues from that. But I think the video surveillance from that Tesla itself is going to be the driving force behind who they focus in on. And internet records are going to play a big role into this because, as you know, many young girls are on social media. So when that stopped, that's going to be their red flag. That's going to be their timeline that they would start from, try to figure out exactly what transpired from that moment on. And I think those three will definitely come together eventually to put the pieces of the puzzle of this case together.
This may sound strange to people, but just because Celeste's body was found in the back of his trunk, that is not proof that he had anything to do with her murder.
It's his vehicle, right? So he has ties to it. Still doesn't mean he's responsible for anything, right? He has an entourage. He has all these people that work for him and all these different things that go on.
But there are a number of issues at play here. Number one, Celeste was 14 years old. David is 20. Obviously, there was some sort of relationship between an adult and a minor. And if prosecutors are able to prove that that relationship was sexual in nature, that could be a problem for David. Also, Joe, we don't know Celeste's cause of death or if she had any drugs in her system. And that's because the LAPD got a court order to prevent the medical examiner in LA from releasing that information to the public. The LAPD says they want to maintain the integrity of this investigation, and there are so many eyes on it that they wanted to keep that information quiet for now. But if there were drugs found in her system, which surely the ME and police know by this point, what does that mean?
That could play a part in this because I've been trying to explain to folks the unlawful disposal of a body in just about every state is only a misdemeanor. And in most states, I mean, certain states it could be a felony, but New York State, where I worked, it's only a misdemeanor. And yes, you can charge somebody with that to hold them, but it's not going to hold them long.
So, Joe, that goes back to your point that a good investigation that results in charges can't be rushed.
The public should understand that these things sometimes take time and the police need evidence in order to bring it to court. You can speculate as long as many as you want when you're the member of the public, but The police can't do that, right? They have to come up with their theories. They have to follow the evidence that go along with it. What you have, you present it to the DA before you're going to go out and slap cuffs on somebody. Because remember, they're the ones that have to ultimately prosecute this.
Thank you, Joe. If there's one thing I can't get out of my head with this story, it's that picture of Celeste Rivas. She looks so innocent in that picture. And I can't help but think that all these times that she ran away from home, did she really understand how dangerous the world can be? It's not up for debate if Celeste Rivas was murdered. She was. And I hope one day that person is brought to justice. For more true crime stories with depth, accountability, and impact, follow Us Weekly's YouTube channel and check out uncoveredwithkristenthorne.com.